am Erik Linask, coming to you from IT Expo West in Los Angeles, California. And I'm talking now with Manuel Vexler, who's the CMO at Huawei. Welcome, Manuel.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the future of wireless and 4G technologies. Start off a little bit about what you're seeing in the market in terms of trends and interest.
First thing, the market is very dynamic, it's very active. And when you look at the carriers, we see two trends actually. One trend is pushing the access envelope. You see technologies as fiber to the home becoming mature. You see technologies as fiber to the curb coming mature, like in UVerse by AT&T. You also see a whole transformation in the core of the network to support this added bandwidth. And of course, WiMAX and LTE definitely fell in that camp. But I would like also to point out that we see a transformation in the broadband technologies, which is not as maybe much talked about it. And we had initially developed broadband technologies, that being DSL, packet cable 2.0, DOCSIS 2, which are, I would call them best effort technologies for broadband. Mm-hmm. And those were really built in mind with applications such as web browsing. But now with LTE and WiMAX, we see applications such as voice, such as video conferencing, video on demand, distribution of video content is taking the place of the internet browsing as the leading applications, at least in terms of developing the technologies. So I say LTE and WiMAX fell in the category of a second generation broadband technologies, where you have a lot of quality of service, we have a lot of considerations about how the network will perform, we have a lot of considerations about the billing aspects and the management aspects, and not to forget about things like operational savings and operational efficiencies. So we see really a change which is more subtle than just the change between technologies, where we see LTE and WiMAX as becoming very quickly the replacement of DSL, the replacement of cable DOCSIS 2.0. So it's a very exciting time.
It sure is. And how important is it to ensure interoperability between different technologies and different network components?
It is crucial, really, for a simple reason. If you want to start what's called the greenfield with any WiMAX or LTE, mm-hmm. Your level of investment and complexity is too high. So all these technologies are built in the access, at least they are built on top of the other. We've seen, for instance, the coexistence of modem, dial-up modem technology and DSL or cable for about 5 years. We see the same with the evolution of wireless. It's very important, both operationally and really from an investment viewpoint. Mm-hmm. You can't invest so much money at once.
Is there a market for both WiMAX and LTE?
Absolutely, yeah. Actually, the interesting part, and we've seen here at the show a lot of controversy, but the two technologies in my mind don't compete really. WiMAX is a great technology for backhaul. Wireless operators pay a tremendous amount of money, for backhauling, for taking the traffic from their radio access network and putting back over fiber or coaxial cable or twisted pair to backhaul it to their central offices. WiMAX is a great technology for that, point to point. LTE has different properties like very low latency, very fast handover, which are very good for applications like vehicular type broadband. So they go hand in hand.
How long do you think it'll be until we really start getting into some live deployments on a wide scale?
There are two factors to consider. First thing, developing countries will see those first because they can leapfrog. And also there are countries like Korea and Japan which tend to be more on the cutting edge. So I see them, picking up there. There is another factor which affects Verizon right now. They are trying to skip one technology generation. So we will see it soon in the US, and it'll be really interesting to see how Verizon LTE will play against DSL or even their FiOS deployment.
Good. It'll be interesting to see, yes, exactly how that all plays out. We've been talking here at IT Expo with Huawei's CMO, Manuel Vexler. Manuel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.